KCTV5 stands for you. We've been digging into allegations of police corruption in KCK for years.
Accusers claim a powerful detective preyed on that community. Roger Golubski became a captain and his partner became chief of police. Both are now retired. The allegations are awful and they're not going away.
Tonight, KCTV5 investigative reporter Angie Racono tells us about the case of Rose Calvin. She was murdered in 1996. And what happened to her has never been solved, but her family has suspicions.
It's overwhelming, and I don't know where you get to this point with the law.
Eric Calvin is left to tell the story of what happened to his sister. She took her killer's name to the grave. What had happened to your sister?
She was strangled, and she was left in the alley off of 10th and Walker. She was murdered.
Rose has been dead for almost 25 years. Time has rolled on. The alley where she was found is now gone. But the family remembers the pain and say her case lacked proper police work. Why wasn't your sister's crime investigated?
We were told that her body was badly decomposed and that you could not recognize her, and all the evidence from the crime, from the scene, had been washed away.
Washed away with what?
With rain. And we come later to find out that that was just a fib. It was not true.
Finding truth in a cold case is tough. There are theories and suspicions.
It had to be somebody to where they want to cover it up.
Here are some heartbreaking facts. Rose and her family were poor. There's still no headstone for her grave. She struggled with drug addiction, and she was connected to the detective who would later help investigate her case.
She knew him. She was seen with him. I have seen her with him, and he would come by my mother's house sometime and pick her up, and she would be in the car with him.
Why?
That at the time I didn't know, but right now I know that he was messing with them, the type of women that he used to mess with. He used to prey on them type of people that was on drugs and on the street.
Other women have accused Golubski of similar behaviors.
Golubski was so powerful that I didn't think some of us would have felt comfortable saying no or turning down his requests for sexual favors. When Golubski or any other officers came to the bottoms, we knew we had a choice of providing sexual services or getting arrested. If you did not provide what he wanted, oral sex, then he took you to jail. That was simply understood.
More and more people saying the same thing, it starts being more credible.
We first began covering allegations swirling around Golubski about 4 years ago. They surfaced when an innocent man was released from prison.
I gotta stop shaking for a minute.
His mother accused Golubski of sexual abuse, too.
Is this man gonna do something to me? He's got power. I don't got anything.
Golubski refuses to speak with us. It's unclear if he's ever been questioned by authorities. They admit many allegations have now grown too old. If you are wondering why we are telling you about Rose Calvin's case now, that's because we've been connecting the dots in another cold case. This is where Rhonda Tribute was found in 1998, 2 years after Rose was murdered. The FBI wants information. They are offering a reward. She was beaten and left for dead here. Her family has revealed why they believe the feds are involved.
He is the common denominator from all those cases.
The he Rhonda's daughter is talking about is Roger Golubski.
There are women, cold cases, brutally murdered, found in the same areas. So he is a target at this point.
KCK police themselves placed Rose Calvin's murder on the same flyer as 3 other cases. Women stabbed or strangled within a matter of months. Print reporters wrote detectives were careful to not call it a suspected serial killer.
I'm free, man.
The attorney who represented Lamont McIntyre sent us this statement. During the course of our investigation of the Lamont McIntyre case, we learned of the widely known murders of 15 or more women that remain unsolved. These murders came to our attention because Roger Golubski was a homicide detective at the time, and because some of these homicides received little or no attention from detectives.
I think he did it himself. I mean, that have crossed our family mind back years ago, but now I absolutely believe, not certain and not 100% for sure and can say that, but I believe that he committed the murder himself, or he know who did commit her murder.
Rose Calvin's case has been on our radar for years.
John Calvin.
We first reported on her brother in June of 2016. John Calvin also struggled with drugs. He says he was duped by drug dealers into knocking on a door to sell CDs. When shots rang out, he ran home and called police.
I should be doing the time, not him.
Even the killer agrees the wrong man is in jail. He apologized to us on camera. He didn't know anything about it.
He don't know about no robbery or none of that. He don't know about I was gonna kill him. He don't know about nothing.
The family blamed police corruption, specifically the detective, Roger Golubski.
Time for justice!
KCTV5 has covered rallies for John Calvin.
You can't see who he is.
Lamont McIntyre joins his family.
There's a lot of people don't know about John Calvin. A lot of people don't know or realize or understand that the same exact thing that happened to me happened to somebody else.
McIntyre and others see a pattern. Innocent black men going to jail, women sexually abused, and Golubski connected to the cases. All of that complicated history, which spans decades, brings us back to this Wendy's cemetery and Eric Calvin. One sister dead, a brother in prison.
We want to see him brought to justice just like anybody else. Just as much as he worked hard to putting innocent people away, we want the FBI to work just as hard to put him away for something that he did.
Questioning what accountability really means and if anyone really wants it.
No, I think it's a nightmare, and I think they know if they dig up all the things that he did wrong, that you will find that he was not the only corrupt detective or corrupt law enforcement. They don't want to dig up everything, that they don't want it to be uncovered.
Our investigation into these murdered women continues, and we'll keep reporting on allegations connected to Roger Golubski. He was recently under oath and asked about his behavior as a detective. He invoked the Fifth Amendment more than 550 times. That's the amendment that protects you from incriminating yourself. Reporting in KCK, Angie Racono, KCTV5 News.